a super secret location deep within the mountains of Colorado, it's time to strap up, strap in, or strap on with your host, Shenanigans in One Shot. It's From the Ashes Radio!
I'm not very good at this.
I wonder how much confidence your wife has right after you say that.
MacBook Pro microphone. There it is. See, I'm like semi-pro and stuff. I can do this. I'm not just a giant dick and huge muscles, you know. All right. So we're better off than we were. All right. We're in okay shape. Long story short, I broke the our soundboard, but we're getting this figured out.
And we had some really good funny.
Everything we say is funny. No, that's okay.
No,
we got
that. Everything you say is not funny.
Michael King is here. Name one thing I've ever said that isn't funny?
Either way, ladies and gentlemen, folks, those others out there.
And this is the last week before football, so like this will probably be like our biggest audience because after next week football starts, and then like everybody's gonna be watching football instead of From the Ashes.
So I just want to let you know that just like the folks that are good Broncos fans that want to watch Broncos and pay attention to it on their Monday night game, they can set up just like we are set up currently.
Yeah, with like the extra monitor.
TV. We will move here for sure for the Broncos game.
What are your? I love your.
And then the security team. The security team is going to make snacks for us and bring it down. So we're going to do a 2-hour show.
She's shaking her head upstairs right now. How do you think our season is going to go? How are you thinking? I know we've been rebuilding for years, but how do you think our season is going to go?
Not great.
Why? I love our new coach. We got a young quarterback. I think we're going to have a great football season.
We're going to have a very entertaining football season. I don't know.
Karen Richards says, hi, guys. Nathan Rucker. Man, we got a great audience tonight. Eric Reed is watching. Eric Reed, you're a diehard Broncos fan. How do you think our Broncos season is going to go? I think it's going to be a great season. I'm looking forward to this
What do
season.
you think they're going to close out the season at?
That's a great question. That's a really good question. I think we're going to go deep into the playoffs. Deep into the playoffs. I think we take the West.
Okay, what do we close out the season with as far as a record?
You're looking for a number?
Yeah.
You have a lot of American flags in the studio. I like that.
Bro, they keep coming.
They do. They do. They do. I like it.
It's like a bukkake
of American flags. They are everywhere.
I know.
And I've had to move some in order to sit here on this couch.
To get them put up as fast
as people send them to us. A bukkake of American flag. You are a fucking poet. You know that? I mean, they're literally like on the couch, on the every stacked.
Very few people
Look at them
graduate.
They're literally everywhere. Yeah. The Broncos will disappoint again, but be better than last year. We only break 500 and finish second in the West. Second? Who do you think's taking first? I like your attitude.
I mean, probably a couple people besides us. I mean, Eric Reed might not be the smartest man I've ever met in my life.
However,
but he is 100% spot on. I would not change a thing he said, except for I think we're more like 9-7.
9-7. Nah, we're going to do better than that. Kansas City is still taking the West. Man, fuck off, Kansas City.
Yeah.
Really?
They're not just taking it. They're going to go like 13-3. They're going to go 13-3. We're going to 9-7. And we'll maybe get the wild card.
Wow. You are not an optimistic fan, huh?
No, I'm a realist.
I guess.
It's a new quarterback. I'm pumped for
him. Yeah. What's his name? Bo Nix?
Bo Nix. He's from Oregon. You do the football for them Ducks. So, no, I'm pumped, but that's just reality. We are a decent team. New quarterback. Next year, we make a run to the playoffs. And then from then on, we just got to see how good Bo Nix is. But that's my football dream. The Monday night, folks, we will have our show. It will be extended, and I encourage you not to miss your Broncos. Just set up a screen next to it. It's fine.
I agree. You can watch and participate with From the Ashes and watch your football game as well. I highly encourage you to put us on as well as have your screen, alternative screen. Yes, we have a screen on the other side of you. You can't see it. And yeah, it'll be kind of awesome. I don't know that the management will be bringing snacks down, but I do like your attitude.
I mean, it's not a given.
We need to figure out. I agree with you. I like the couch setup better. We do need to figure out how to transport that whole studio setup and make this a thing because the couch is a little more comfy. Yeah. I know it's only an hour.
Dude, those fucking chairs kill me.
They do. Yeah, you kind of suffer towards the end of the hour.
Oh,
and this is a lot more.
I look at like a 20-minute mark. I'm like, okay, here we go. We're gonna power through this, and I'm like,
I can make it work. I mean, the pool table. I love the setup. I love what we're doing there.
Where's the fucking pool table? I like to play pool.
Or pool. I'm sorry. What is it? Poker table.
You gotta get your fucking man hobbies.
Look, sorry. I've been drinking all day. What do you want, man? Sorry. Which, by the way, man, God, I took a beating today. I didn't roll. I think I rolled one white belt. I rolled with one white belt.
Dude,
and your
face is.
It was
gnarly.
Other Rob, and everybody else was a purple belt or above, and I just got beat like a stepchild.
Yeah. We had a killer Labor Day at the academy.
We did.
One of my old students and friends and training partners opened his own jiu-jitsu academy a year or two ago. Got his black belt. He's another Leo. So he came down like it was extra people. Hey, we had a We Defy guy in there.
I know. That was the first guy I rolled with.
I was like, hey,
good guy.
Get that rush card. And he goes,
when I was with We Defy in California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, can you tell me some more? And so I asked him a couple of questions, and finally he's like, well, how fucking detailed do you want me to get? We started talking about career stuff. And I was like, well, so far we match on everything pretty much. So I was just kind of seeing where you're at, and he laughed a little. Yeah. Funny guy.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know who We Defy is. You're wrong.
Holiday jiu-jitsu community things are amazing. Beautiful.
I
love it.
I agree. How much later were you guys there after I left?
A long time.
You were not.
The fuck we weren't.
You were not.
Bro, I got home not that long ago. I went to Lowe's on the way home. Where else did I stop? I stopped in one more place. Sprouts on the way home to pick up one item. And then I got home. I took a shower and you got here.
How much shopping do you do at Sprouts?
I got one fucking thing. I got some weird fucking thing. I don't know.
You don't strike me as a Sprouts shopper.
I am not a Sprout shopper. I feel like they all stare at me when I walk in.
As soon as you pull in that fucking monstrosity you got out front,
I wear my Birkenstocks and they all stare at me. They're like, "You're not hippie."
And your yoga shirt. I mean, do you wear that shirt when you walk into Sprouts? That
I'm trying to get along with the hippies nowadays.
Okay? I get it.
We've had this conversation. I no longer think we need to kill the hippies. The hippies are the least of our fucking problems.
Right now,
they just.
I'm glad you brought this up.
What the fuck?
I'm so glad you brought this up.
Is Carl from a foreign country?
Yeah. We need to talk about what was going. Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey,
wait. Hold on. I was prepared with an article for you. I figured Newsweek would be good enough for the story. I knew what fuck.
That is exactly what I wanted to talk to you about.
Go for it.
Tell me about your thoughts on apartment buildings being taken over not far from our hometowns by Venezuelan gangs.
Careful, because I have not yet had time to drive through the area and make an assessment and an opinion of my own.
So, talking to friends, they're saying that
probably the same friends.
Yes, it was. They're saying that those apartment buildings are all. Well, you look beating. They're saying that those what we're hearing, they're saying that those buildings are all boarded up right now, and that there's no one living in those apartment buildings. That's what I got told this morning. Did you hear something different?
I've heard there's several different complexes of issues. Each one of them has a series of issues of their own. One of our friends had to help extract somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, no, I've heard it's mixed and it is a problem. But outside of it, I was thinking about the reality of what is there, though. Do you know much about that Venezuelan gang?
Just what? No.
Do you realize that a lot of that gang is like Venezuelan military? These are not like thugs on the corner sort of gang members. These are motherfuckers holding rifles correctly. So we have one building taken over. Let's just say we have one building taken over, or one complex. Who goes in there and clears that motherfucker? I'm telling you right now, my Leo brothers better not fucking do it. They're not rigged to do it. They're not set up for that sort of situation. It's just not. It's not the way their car is set up. It's not the way their rig that they wear is set up. It's not the firearm that they choose. It's not what their job. Okay, so who clears that? National Guard is who you should call in. But you know as well as I do, that is not technically that level of issue is that you can bring in the National Guard. What would you do? What'd you do at Waco? National Guard comes in. Feds come in. Also, there's shit, right?
And it gets burned to the fucking
hold on. Ground. You know as well as I do, you do not want the National Guard.
No.
They are not equipped for a very okay. These better prepared. Okay, the Leo's not equipped. The National Guard not prepared. That is, if I were to go into that and clear that, that would be the wildest gunfight I've been in my life. That is gonna. This is not tallywhackers, bro. This is gonna be a gunfight to the fucking finish. This is nuts.
Have you heard the additional wrinkle?
What's that?
That the 1%ers are making their way here.
Yes, I know about that.
What are your thoughts on that? Do you believe that? Because I don't.
I don't know.
I
don't want to make it. I don't think that that's a very good idea. I say you bring in the first fucking leg infantry unit that you put out an alert. What leg infantry unit can make it there the fastest? And that's the one that just got called up. Go clear that fucking building.
This issue is an absolute mess, says Michael King. Yeah, burn those fuckers down, says Eric Reed in all caps.
Well, the problem is
Tallywhacker. Wow, haven't heard that in decades, says Joe Allen.
Oh yeah, I'm at any given time you can fucking find a reason to cancel me. We can't burn it down because there's known friendlies inside.
I mean, that didn't matter in Texas. They killed 30 kids.
I get it. I'm just saying. Before I'm into fucking clearing that motherfucker and making an exclamation point on how we deal with things. And I mean clearing every fucking room that we have a question in. Fuck it, let's just start clearing shit. I mean, Aurora's got some fucking issues going on right now.
Well, and it's not just Aurora. If you expand your aperture, you recognize that this is happening in New York City, in Chicago. The aperture is just focused on Aurora.
Do we want to be Minneapolis? Do we want to be Ferguson? Do we want to be LA riots? All right, motherfuckers, knock it off. Go clear the buildings.
We are not prepared. We are not ready for this on our own soil.
The 101st Airborne Division is. The 82nd is.
O'Connell West is listening right now.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Unleash a leg infantry unit in there.
You can't do that. Posse Comitatus tells you can't do that.
Fuck that.
You cannot do that.
So do you see now what I'm saying? Who really does this? Because I'm telling you, if I was local Leo and they were like, clear those buildings once they've been occupied the way that they're occupied, I'd be like, no. I'm sorry, but I know the parameters of my job and the way that you have set me up. I am not set up for that.
When I have spoken with my friends who are local law enforcement in that town, they've been in those buildings before, and their exact words were, "That is the most nervous I have ever been in my life." And that is a reasonable statement. Having been in those buildings with a stretcher and an ambulance, I believe every word you're telling me.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. I don't disagree at all. It's concerning. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck that noise is exactly right. No thanks. Michael King, at the federal level, we have law enforcement special teams that can handle the job. Unfortunately, politics will prevent it. Well, I mean, Michael King, the politicians are flat out denying that it's even a thing right this second. Reddit has Ring doorbell videos showing. Oh, yeah, I agree completely.
Yeah, we know it exists.
Troy Lutman, unless it is stopped on a national level, it doesn't matter what we do. But it's worse here. They're collecting rent. But Joe Allen, it's happening in all these cities. It's happening in Chicago. It's happening in New York City. We're just, the focus right now is happening in, yeah. Hey, what do you call it? A couple things for you. One shot.
For me?
Yeah. I don't know that the battery that we have on this thing will hold out.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me if I would lead the way if the 1%ers came with the truck. I'd be like the lead vehicle.
I have no question.
I would so do that.
I have no question.
We need something mounted to the fucking flatbed, though.
Is there an extension cord close by while I bring in Deke? I know it used to be like right over here.
I got you.
I haven't seen one close by recently. I looked for one before I started.
I don't think it's close by. I think I'll have to figure it out. We'll see how we get.
Okay. All right. I'll just keep an eye on it. In the meantime, we should bring in this dude Deke with Veterans Exploration Therapy. Deke, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you great. How's it going?
Better than I deserve, man. How about you?
Oh, Joe Allen. Thanks so much for having me tonight.
Well, welcome to From the Ashes, and welcome to our alternative satellite studio because we're having technical difficulties today. How's your night?
It's going great. Yeah, just enjoying the day off today. So,
how was your day off? What'd you do? Anything fun?
I did nothing today. It was fantastic, which is rare for me because I'm constantly going. But I've got 3 kids too, and so they're constantly draining my energy and everything too. So between running the organization and my kids and everything like that, I find myself with 0 free time usually. So I enjoyed it.
I went to a padded room and got my ass kicked by some of my best friends.
Dude, sometimes that's what you need. That's the best therapy sometimes.
Every time. It for the most part, absolutely is. For those listening that are not familiar with your organization, this guy instantly soothed my soul, says Joe Allen. You do have that soothing voice, man. You have a voice for radio. What do you call it? What the heck's going on over there?
Don't worry about it. I had an emergency.
Going outside your door.
Why realize there's going to be.
This is the most secure location on the planet, I assure you. What do you call it? For those that don't know you and are not familiar with your organization, let's start at the beginning. Tell us about your military history. Are you a veteran yourself?
Yes, I am. I spent 10 years in the Army. I did 2 deployments to Iraq. I got out in 2012, and like most veterans, I learned how to drink in the military. And you know, I started doing everything completely the wrong way when I got home. I started drinking too much. I became a raging alcoholic. I got into a fight, ended up in jail one night. And then, you know, just kind of went down that road of just not being able to be man enough to say, hey, I've got a freaking problem going on, and just self-destruction, just all the way down the road. And 2017, a few things happened to me. I went to Panama for a wedding, just supposed to be a good time, but it was my first time leaving the country since Iraq. And when everybody was inside partying and everything, I was literally patrolling the perimeters of the place that we were at. It was a super nice house that we were at, had a pool in the living room. And I couldn't figure out what was going on or whatever, but the only time I ever felt that kind of fear going on inside me was when I was in Iraq and somebody was trying to kill me. And so I kind of put 2 and 2 together that I was having flashbacks. And like when I got back to the States, sure enough, yeah, I was. And 2018, I was running the security program for the federal police here in Denver, out of the Fed Center. And one of my employees murdered his spouse. And then Super Bowl Sunday of 2018, it was February 6th. It was a Super Bowl, went out, had a few beers, and I ended up getting a DUI. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me in my life, though. I mean, don't get me wrong, like waking up in jail sucked again. But like, number one, I haven't had a drink since that night again. But I walked into Red Rocks Community College and had no clue what I was going to do. All I had was my GI Bill. I was literally at rock bottom. I was that veteran that was about to blow my brains out just because, so much was going on. I was a grown ass man. I was crying like a little girl on my couch and I didn't know why. And I had some really awesome people that helped me get through it. I was talking to another gentleman on one of our trips the other night, and just like with our anger and frustration and stuff that comes out and everything, we push so many of the people that we love in our lives away from us. And when we really need help, there's nobody there to be around. Not only that, like the VA, getting help from the VA was an absolute nightmare. I wasn't able to, even though I was having active flashbacks, I wasn't able to get any help for 8 months. I wasn't able to walk through the door of mental health for 8 months. And the whole time it was just like, well, no shit, veterans are blowing their freaking brains out. The only reason I couldn't get help was because I didn't have a claim in for PTSD. I know that that's changed now or whatever. But when, it was just an absolute nightmare just trying to get help. And if it wasn't for my brothers and sisters that were literally holding my hand and just making sure that I was getting the help that I needed daily and everything, like things would have turned out a hell of a lot different for me. But I walked into Red Rocks Community College. I had my GI Bill. I thought they were going to make me do something horrible, like be an accountant or something. And they said, well, what do you like to do? And I said, I love the outdoors. And they said, well, you want to be an outdoor guide? And it was like, yeah, heck yeah, I do. And so then they asked me if I ever heard about wilderness therapy. And I'd never heard about it. They told me all about it. And by the end of the day, I was signed up for the program. And in January 2020, I was invited to the Marcus Institute for Brain Health at CU Anschutz. They found out that the left side of my brain was no longer communicating with the right side of my brain because of a TBI, a couple of them. They also, there were so many things that they were just saying, they were like, hey, when you walk down a hallway, do you run into the wall like you're drunk? And I'm like, yeah, but I haven't had a drink since I was 2018. And so they were like, yeah, that's because your vestibular was messed up and in your ear and you don't have any balance anymore. And so, like once you were able to put a finger on like what exactly is going on, like is also the second that you could come up with a plan. And so right before I went over to the Marcus Institute over Christmas break of January of 2020, right before I was supposed to get back into school for the semester, all of my classes canceled, and I had no intention on taking this small business entrepreneurship certificate. And but all my classes canceled, and that was the only thing I could do. And so the first day of the class, they made you make a fake business. And so I made Veterans Exploration Therapy. And wasn't long after I started getting pulled aside by the instructors, just saying, "Hey, you need to do this." And so one by one, I did. Sorry if I'm just rambling at you guys. I hope I'm not.
No, dude, I don't know if you see the comments, but I mean, you are hitting a nerve right now. So, dude, keep talking. You're doing good stuff. I can't say enough good things about the Marcus Institute. I'm an alumni myself, and yeah, that's a challenging program to go through.
Incredibly challenging, but just absolutely life-changing. And no, I'm not looking at the comments just because I do have a TBI and I'll get squirrel and I'll looking at something else or whatever. I'll completely lose my train of thought.
The audience is loving you, man. Keep talking.
Rad. But so as I'm going through school, like it didn't just like going through the VA and everything like that, it was just an absolute nightmare. And they'd have your appointment times, and like all of a sudden the next thing that they're getting farther and farther apart, and then they're shortening your time down. All they want to do is throw you on a pill, and all it does is just cover up the pain. It just masks the pain. It doesn't do anything to it. It doesn't treat the root cause of the pain. And so that's kind of what I'm doing as an organization. So, we're using, became an outdoor guide in college. And so we're using adventure as a catalyst to reach these veterans who have fallen through the cracks of the system. There's so many veterans that just won't even go to the VA anymore because there's so many issues, that's stopping, there's so much bureaucracy that gets in the way of, your care there. And that's if you can even get care. Like I currently have a veterans advocate claim in, and just trying to receive my personal care, and it's just a nightmare. So we're using adventure as a catalyst to reach these veterans. We're number one, there's so few resources that are for the families that are out there. I mean, there are some, but there's not many out there. So we wanted to be a resource. I know from my personal healing that, our depression is contagious, and like my kids, I've caused a couple divorces. My kids, I can see it in their eyes, and it absolutely kills me. But they're finding that it's not material possessions that make memory, that bring happiness, it's experiences. And so that's what we want to do. We want to get you out with your family. We want to get you out with the loved ones in your life to learn how to recreate properly and safely in the wilderness. Like if you've never had the opportunity to go skydiving or, snorkeling in the aquarium, or, even just hiking, something simple like that. We're going to bring you out with certified guides in whatever discipline that we're doing. We're going to teach you how to recreate properly and safely. We're going to provide all the equipment. All of our trips are free. Specifically, all you got to do is sign up and show up. And
I'm going to ratchet you back a little bit, man.
Yeah.
You're hitting a lot of wave tops, and you're doing some really good. Excuse me. Snorkeling in the aquarium.
Yeah, man, it was rad. It was absolutely epic.
Sounds like it, except they have sharks there.
And actually, we're going shark diving in November, so we should be announcing that in October. Another month from now.
Started the conversation with recreating safely, and then you're going back with shark diving. Come on, man, what are we talking about here?
Well, that's one of the things about being an outdoor guide is risk management. And you can jump into a bunch of Shark Tank or whatever and, really jack yourself up or whatever. But it's actually a shark cage experience. And so there's some plexiglass in between.
You've swam with the sharks? I learned something about you every show.
They should spearfish. I lived in Hawaii for a while, a long while.
Sweet.
I don't know if I'd hug the sharks, man. All right, please, by all means, keep going. Rob,
But
become a shark guy. No, man, that ain't happening, bro. I'm making a pair of boots, but other than that, no. Deep. I mean, wow. All right, so Marcus Institute for Brain Health, great organization. Veterans Exploration Therapy. How long has it been around for?
Just over 2 years. We just hit our 2-year anniversary, July 31st. As I was just telling you, this is literally the American dream come true. I borrowed the $50 filing fee because I didn't have it at the time. And yeah, I have, and actually I've made every excuse in the book for why I can't do this. I've tried to go get a job. I've tried to, I used to think that those people who said that the universe told me to do something, I used to think those people were batshit crazy until it literally started happening to me. And every time I've tried to quit this, every time I've tried to, make an excuse for why I can't do it. I just get led right back to it. And, we've been around for 2 years now. Last year we had 156 veterans come through the program and we ran 16 programs. To date this year already, September 2nd, we've already run 26 programs. We've already had over 250 veterans come through, veterans and family members. And we're on pace to do over 40 trips and serve over 400 veterans this year. And
Are you doing this all on your own?
I have an absolutely ridiculous, awesome team that works for free. They volunteer their time. I have a board of directors that absolutely crushes it. I have an outdoor ops team that I love absolute to death, and they do all of this on a volunteer basis. We are working on some grants and bringing in some more funding to the organization, not only to just be able to expand our reach and be able to do more trips and stuff like that, but it would be cool to be able to pay those guys eventually, because guys and gals, because they're absolutely crushing it, and I love those people to death.
How do you decide what to partner up a veteran with, as far as like a trip or an event? How do you partner somebody up with something? Like, you ain't getting me to go diving with sharks, man. I mean, I like doing stupid stuff, but that ain't happening, man. I mean, like, how do you partner up somebody with what they decide is a good event to participate in?
Well, and see, that's exactly why we're not sticking to like just diving with sharks, or we do a lot of rock climbing, or, but we're trying to do a bunch of different things. We do anything from snowshoeing, cross country skiing. We're going to do skiing and snowboarding this winter. And really what it is it's finding your jam. It's finding what gets you off the couch, finding what gets you off this stupid phone, trying to, just get in our heads and, just get those intrusive thoughts out and everything. And so right now it's pretty much just sign up and show up. But what I'm constantly trying to do is, I don't know if you've ever heard about the safety zone, the challenge zone, and the danger zone. But, the safety zone is the zone that we're in every day. It's the zone that it's predictable. We know what's going to happen. But on the flip side, we're not growing at all as a person. We're just living our day-to-day life and we're not growing. I know that shark diving may not be your thing, but I do challenge you to try something that may not be your thing, because why we're offering so many different opportunities is so that you can challenge yourself. Rock climbing, we use all the time to get people outside, and it's incredibly scary. I used to, I'm used to be incredibly afraid of heights, but it teaches you how to trust your equipment. It teaches you how to trust in others. It teaches you how to push yourself. And you don't have to go climb El Capitan tomorrow, especially free solo like you see in the movies or anything. But, even if somebody just shows up at one of our events, that's getting you out of your day-to-day, that's getting you out of the norm, rad. You're getting around other veterans. You're getting around other people who are doing the same thing. You're learning new things. You're learning new skills. And, even if you didn't do anything that day, well, sweet. Maybe next time you show up and you put the harness on and maybe you climb, just head height or something. And, you're pushing yourself each time. And, that's teaching us to challenge ourselves. And, that's one of the things that we do on the back end, because we try to be a little bit more than just an adventure company. We try to show these veterans and family members that it's okay to get help. You know, like we're always trying to climb these mountains by ourselves, but you know, you need somebody on the other end of that rope to catch you when you fall, you know. And just like we've been talking about the Marcus Institute, you know, there are so many rad resources out there that aren't the VA that are, you know, they're begging for veterans right now, you know, like the Jefferson Center for Mental Health. They're another one that's, you know, they're constantly looking for veterans. They've got rad resources.
Deke, how can veterans apply?
Just go to our website, go to our social media. We've got all of our trips posted. We've usually got them posted about a month out. Literally all you have to do is say book trip and just put your name, email address, and phone number in, and then I'll personally be in contact with you shortly, getting you all the trip details and everything that you need, whether it's regarding gear or anything like that. Yeah, we're going skydiving on Sunday.
Wow. Oh, very cool. Well, so you've probably got some people that are listening right now that want to support this. How can people donate?
Go to vetxtherapy.org. We've got donate buttons, a couple places all over the website, so that, just click the button, press donate. Your support is greatly needed and incredibly appreciated.
Normally we have to spend all our time asking questions and drawing information out of
That was great.
our interviewers, but
I just got here.
yeah, we didn't have to ask a single question, man. That was awesome. You are an excellent interview. That was amazing, dude. Again, I want to, obviously, wife and kids, I want to be respectful of your time. I'm going to hand you off to my hetero life mate here so he can give you the outgoing instructions, man.
At the end of your time, we give you about 2 minutes. If there's anything you want to close out or you forgot about, you got about 2 minutes. Almost never had to cut off anybody. 2 minutes.
You're going to be see it coming already.
Go.
Heck yeah. Yeah, no, just kind of like what I was saying a second ago, you know, we're a veteran-run nonprofit organization, and every dollar that comes into our organization is donated or a sponsorship dollar from so many organizations. And if there's anybody out there that would like to help a veteran organization that is literally doing things the right way, just trying to help as many veterans and serve as many veterans as we possibly can, please support us. We would really, really appreciate it.
What does the future look like for veterans exploration therapy?
Dude, we're going to keep going. You know, we were trying to run 1 to 2 trips a month. August, we ran 6. September, we've got 7. Like I said, we're going to run over 40 programs this year. When we have enough money to open another one, we're going to go to another area that's heavily populated with veterans, and we're going to open another one. And then when we get enough money to do another one, we're going to open another one. And we're just going to try to serve as many veterans as we possibly can. There's so many people there's so many things out there that, you know, it kind of kills me a little bit, because the thing around the veteran community right now is, you know, let's make a resource list. You know, we've got to get these veterans to the resources. But, you know, like when you're in crisis, you know, pulling up your phone and looking for a resource just isn't necessarily like what you're trying to do, or isn't necessarily, you know what I'm trying to say. But so that's why we're trying to be the resource. We're trying to get veterans out. We're trying to use adventure as a catalyst, and, you know, just show veterans ultimately that there's a freaking reason to wake up tomorrow. You know, so many of us cope with substance abuse or whatever, and you know, it's like, hey, let's go skydiving on Sunday. I'll show you how to get high without putting a freaking substance in your body. I promise you it's going to be more rad than you've ever imagined.
I love that you've used the word rad 3 times in a 10-minute interview. That makes me so happy.
If you go back, it's probably more like 30 or 40. Probably a bunch of heck yeahs in there too.
Probably like 2 years ago, we interviewed Troy Lootman with Vet Court. And he was one of our favorite interviews, and he's doing great stuff for veterans. And he must have commented probably 10 times about how happy he is to be working with you. And he just left a comment. Deke does a lot of work with justice-involved veterans. He has been ranting and raving about how much he loves being a part of and working with your organization.
Yeah, we've been doing trips for Troy and the Jefferson County Veterans Treatment Court recently. And what a great Troy is such an amazing person to begin with, and he has absolutely turned that court around in the year that he's been there. It is so cool working with those justice involved veterans and everybody inside that court, because when I got my DUI myself, I'll tell you what, like, I still have a nasty taste in my mouth for the probation system and what they told me what would happen and what did happen, because they were two different stories. And I wasn't able to go through Veterans Treatment Court, or I didn't even know about it at the time. And to see what these guys are going through, to see the team that Troy has created and all of the resources that he has backing these veterans up, we're taking one of them up skydiving with us on Sunday, just because the veteran's absolutely crushing it. And it is so rad to be able to, reward somebody for doing so, for absolutely crushing their healing.
I know for a fact that as soon as we go off the air tonight, our phones are going to blow up. We're going to get 20 text messages as soon as the show goes off the air. Hey, how can I be a volunteer? What is he looking for? How can I participate? People are going to want to volunteer with you. How can people become volunteers? Do you have to be a guide? Do you have to be a skydiving instructor? What are you looking for in volunteers?
When it comes to the outdoor things, we do require outdoor certifications if you're going to be leading any of the trips or anything like that. Honestly, I need a lot of volunteers, like on the operations side of the organization. Like IT is one of my weakest skills in the freaking world. I'm actually surprised I have not made your entire system crash right now by being associated with it.
So you need IT people?
I'm sorry?
You said you need IT people?
I need IT people. I need people behind the scenes. I need marketing people. I need, we're trying to grow this organization as much as we can. I need people to help with grants. Holy crap, fundraising. That would be absolutely amazing. I try to do so much of it myself, and I need to fill some of those gaps where I have weaknesses.
Okay, well, that's good to know. And I'm sure after this, we will point people like that who are looking to help in absolutely your direction. I think we already asked you about money. We asked you about that. Obviously, you're doing real well with social media and stuff. We'll absolutely point folks your direction. What else, Deke? What else do you want to put out to the world?
Gosh, please. One of the things that I'm finding is it is actually pretty hard to get veterans out. And
tell us about that, because we talk about that a lot on this show. So go ahead, tell us about that.
Yeah, I'm offering free trips to veterans, and like within 24 to 48 hours of any trip that I get, I just get cancellation after cancellation after cancellation, and I'm just learning personally that old saying about leading a horse to water is you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink is absolutely true. Some of my best friends in the world that, I could see are struggling and seeing going through issues. And, just like the Marcus Institute, it's just like, hey, what if I told you I had this resource that could absolutely change your life and make things better and everything? And I still cannot make them drink. So I am trying to, we need as many veterans as we can. We need people coming out on our trips. Troy Lutman with Veterans Treatment Court, he's constantly looking for mentors. If you ever want to mentor a veteran going through Veterans Treatment Court, that's an amazing way to help somebody with their healing right there too. So just throwing a in for him.
You went through it. So why do you think it is that, and I'd love your thoughts on this as well, why do you think it is that we wait until we hit rock bottom, we get that DUI, our wife tells us she's leaving, whatever the case may be, that we as men, veterans, whatever it may be, that we finally look at it and say, I should probably look at that veterans exploration therapy, or I should look at whatever it may be and start thinking about getting some help for something like this. What were you about to say?
I don't think that's just us. And everybody's rock bottom is different, because your rock bottom is just simply when you quit digging. So we all hit one. Just soccer moms here's the deal. Soccer mom from the cul-de-sac who drives the Toyota Sienna, her rock bottom looks different than the fucking Delta Force operator that retired after 20 years. And now we're in year 21 and don't know what the fuck to do with our life. And we're drunk.
Agreed.
It just looks different.
Agreed.
Dude,
You got a DUI. You tell us, what are your thoughts?
Dude, it's hard to ask for help, man. You know, like that little voice inside my head said for years and years and years and years that, hey, man, you've got a problem. You know, like when I was getting absolutely wasted drunk on a Tuesday night with my freaking kids sitting in the living room, you know, because it's hard to admit that now that I was a piece of crap like that. But, you know, like we were some of the baddest motherfuckers that walked the face of the planet, you know, and then now look at us, you know, you're just not doing the same things that you were doing anymore. You know, you're stalking that scene in oh gosh, dang it, Jarheads, where the dude is stocking shelves or whatever. That scene always just stands out to me because, you know, like some of the baddest people that ever walked the face of the earth. And now you're just getting torn apart by you know, something that's invisible. It's something that you can't see, something that you don't know. And it's incredibly hard to ask for help. And it literally did take me hitting rock bottom. And yeah, I don't think that there is a one size fits all answer, just because, just like One Shot was saying, you know, everybody's rock bottom is different. And but you know, I guess that's just kind of like what I'm trying to do with the organization is, you know, kind of lead from the front, just like we were taught in the military. You know, get people around veterans who are doing the right thing, who are going out and getting help, who are finding the resources in the community and who are taking care of themselves. You know, be a better veteran to the veterans around us, and lead from the front and show other veterans that, hey, it's okay to fuck up. You know, it's okay to ask for forgiveness. You know, on our paddleboarding trip a couple weeks ago, I was talking to one of the participants, and it was just such a home run hitting conversation that, you know, we've burnt down so many of these bridges just with our hate and our anger and everything like that. But you know, like me personally, I don't want that anymore. I've learned personally that all that hate and anger and everything like that, the only person that destroys inside is me. And I don't want to be that for my kids. I don't want to be that for my friends around me. You know, I don't want to be that person that people don't want to be around anymore. I want to be that person that leads from the front and is doing good things in life. And yeah.
Those are good answers, man. I think you kind of hit on it a little bit earlier is, you know, I don't want to pass that shit on to my kids. So I think you kind of hit on that a little bit earlier. And yeah, so it's a good example, and well done to you. Hey man, you're doing great stuff. And I'm going to let you get back to the family. I know I took a little bit more of your time than I said I was going to, but you really you're ringing the bell and you're doing good stuff. So I wanted to keep pulling stuff out of you. So keep it up, man. You're doing good stuff.
Hey, anytime. Thank you so much for having me. It's really been an honor, and I really appreciate you all. Please come out to one of our trips.
Yeah, it sounds pretty fun. I mean,
no, he's diving with sharks. That doesn't sound, no, I'm not doing that shit. Look, man, if you want to, I don't know.
Dude, if you want to do the trifecta between jumping out of airplanes, diving with sharks, like wrestling alligators.
I would wrestle an alligator. That would be super fun. I would
Dude, absolutely. You could set that up. They do that by the sand dunes. It's called Gatorade.
I would absolutely wrestle an, but I'm making it into a boot afterwards. Other than that, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have been talking with Deke with Veterans Exploration Therapy. Dude, I can't thank you enough for taking time away from your holiday and your Monday night. So thanks a lot for taking all this time away from the fam. Really appreciate you being on From the Ashes on About Face Media, man. Really appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me. Truly appreciate you guys.
Hey, good luck, and I hope you keep doing what you're doing, man.
Absolutely, will do.
Have a great Monday night. Bye.
You too. Take it easy.
That was good stuff, man. We didn't have to ask that guy any questions, man. He was
gonna hit start
and just let him talk. That guy needs a radio show.
Yeah.
Wow. That was a hell of an interview.
That brought us almost to the end of our.
I know we're almost done with the whole hour. I'd say, what do you got for the safety brief? But good Lord, I mean, all the shit going on right now. I mean,
Fuck safety, bro. Look, don't let shit happen in your backyard. Keep your fucking backyard clean.
that's a tough one right now. I mean, I can't imagine.
I don't give a fuck. Clean up your fucking backyard, right? Here's the deal. We talked about this 3 weeks ago, a month ago, in the 80s, that fucking Ranger in Tacoma, Washington.
It's a
What
perfect
happened?
example.
He fucked with my neighborhood. I called some buddies. We laid waste. Shit stopped.
Yep.
Like, take care of your fucking neighborhood. All right, safety brief. If you want your area safe, you've got to police your area. Hold yourself accountable for your area.
And I worry about it for my family. Just my family is running around this whole metro area, and I worry about it for my family. You know, so I don't disagree. That's an excellent example. That's a really good one. Police your backyard.
Don't say that.
I don't know if it's safety brief, but I would definitely call it safety. It's a safety thing. And it's personal opinion, and some of you aren't going to agree with it, but I think it's a safety issue. Always keep one in the chamber. Those of you that walk around without one in the chamber, that ain't safe. So yeah, just my humble opinion. that ain't safe. Let me dig out. I had a never forgotten for today. This is kind of a weird one, but let me dig it out. And today is 2 September. I apologize. I did have one and I didn't. Of course, all the pop-ups. Where did it go? It's not here now. I apologize.
No, it's okay. You know what? Every time I think I have one, and I go back to get it, if I don't need it.
I know. If I don't leave the
Like,
page,
no, that's the one I wanted.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. And yeah, and it fucking come on, and it won't let me click. Of course, it's not going to let me click. You pain in my tail feathers. Here we go. I apologize, folks. But immediately after this show, don't forget, is PTSD and pageants.
PTSD and pageants. I almost said it backwards.
I know, right? Her show is awesome. If you haven't dialed into her show is awesome. This is the one I was looking for. Military Times. Oh, good Lord. This,
All right, you read, I stretch.
yeah, right?
You found it now, right?
Yeah. It is not doing what I want it to do. I apologize. I don't know why this is not doing stupid thing. This is usually the easiest thing for us, and it's just not doing what I want it to do today. I apologize, folks. Technology is not our friend today, but that's okay. And of course, I'm getting the spinning wheel of death. I can see the headline. But whatever. And it's not going to do what I want it to do. I appreciate your patience, folks. How frustrating. Here we go. Corporal Spencer Collart, a Marine crew chief who, along with 2 other Marines, was killed in a V-22 Osprey crash in Australia 2 weeks ago. Spencer's why is this? 2 Marines. His father, Brett Barkelar, was wearing his son's tissue large, size 12 sandals and boonie hat. Described his son as a superhero buddy. Recalled him growing up a comic book loving kid as he was the Marine he became. He was a tough brother, but he was the best, and he was the most selfless, kind, and gentle giant, said his sister, Gwyneth Collart. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight when you put your hands together and say your prayers, please remember the family of Corporal Spencer Collart, United States Marine Corps. I sincerely appreciate you tuning in tonight. Please do not change your radio dial or tune out. Remember, after this show goes off the air, we have PTSD and pageants. Really appreciate you taking time away from your Labor Day to tune in tonight. Really appreciate all of your patience with our technical difficulties. And thanks a lot for tuning in to From the Ashes tonight. We're going to make room now for PTSD and pageants. Have a great rest of your Monday night.